Hey Aquarius, welcome to your November 2024 general reading. Thank you so much for being here with me. My name is Coco, and before we get started, I do just want to remind you that this is a general reading. It is not a one-to-one virtual private reading. If that is something that interests you, you can always go to the description box and click the link to my website where you can book a virtual private reading with me if that is something you're interested in. However, a general reading might not resonate for everybody. If it does not resonate for you, if you do not relate to what is being said, that's perfectly okay. Just leave it behind and consider checking out the readings for your moon and rising signs. If the reading does resonate for you, please consider liking the video or subscribing to my channel. I am relatively new here on the YouTube front of readings, so any help is very much appreciated. Without further ado, let's get into it. First, I'll see what the general theme of your November 2024 is going to look like. Then I'll pull some more cards and see how you're showing up, what you're being encouraged to embrace, and what you're being encouraged to let go of. We'll see what everything looks like for you at the end of November 2024. Then we'll pull an Archangel Animal Oracle card to see which animal guides are guiding you through the month. And lastly, we'll pull a Wisdom of Tao Oracle card, which is my new deck, and I'm so excited to use it. That deck really helps with advice and guidance. So that will let you know what advice is coming through for you in the month. November 23rd is when we move into Sagittarius season. And Sagittarius is quite different from Scorpio season, which is the season that we are in from October 22nd or 23rd until November 23rd. Or 22nd, maybe 21st. Do correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But Scorpio season is ruled by Mars and Pluto. So in the first 3 weeks of November, people might be a little bit more reactive than usual because Mars is kind of triggered right now. It's in the sign of Cancer. And Mars does not like being in the sign of Cancer. So do be aware of that. If you are not feeling a little bit more touchy than usual, people around you might be feeling that way because Mars is always looking to put up a fight. And people might be feeling a little bit more defensive than usual as well. But Pluto is here to play also. And Pluto is all about death, transformation, regeneration, and letting go. It's the shedding process. It's the shedding of the old skin before we are ushered into the new in Sagittarius season. So do be aware that there's some themes of deep introspection. Things might be coming up from the surface in November for you, feelings that you haven't looked at, or you might be realizing some things about how you want to move forward in life, things that you might have to leave behind, people, places, situations that you're looking to leave behind in order to embody a better version of yourself in 2025. So be aware of those themes. Now you have got number 22. You've got intention. This is the only card that my cats have gotten to clearly, so please disregard the bite marks. But this card speaks to getting in touch with yourself, being mindful about the way that you want to move forward, about your actions, about what you say especially. And this card is coming up letting me know that because energies are going to be a little bit more combative in November and there's more defenses coming up, maybe coping mechanisms are going to be like trying to defend against feelings that are coming up. There is this sense that you are making space for quiet time for yourself during this time because of that energy. Like if you're needing to relax more or find a bit more quiet time, that's perfectly okay. And that's actually encouraged with this card. And this card is also speaking to they're letting me know that it's like new ideas. So if you are thinking about new ideas, maybe you want to move somewhere, for example, it's really about looking at the purpose of your goal. Do you have, friends where you want to move? Do you have a network? Do you want to work at a new job in that place? They're highlighting like the intention, the purpose of the new thing that you want to pursue. So looking at that in November might be helpful. It seems that you are already doing that. And there's a lot of thoughtfulness. Maybe you are protecting your peace in November. Maybe you are protecting, I'm getting somebody who might be like pregnant or have just had a baby, especially. So if you just had a baby, you are like in that kind of newborn cocoon, and you are protecting that space, that quiet time for yourself. And that will be important. But this doesn't only speak to people who have just had a baby, of course. Okay, so now let's go ahead and see how you are showing up, Aquarius, in November 2024. You probably just heard the train. I do apologize if there's a lot of noise. I live in a bit of a noisy area. Yeah, you've got the Seven of Pentacles. You're showing up working hard. You are working towards a goal. If you are a student, you're working really hard at school. If you are, at a new job, you're working really hard. Maybe you're trying to get a promotion. But this is the energy of somebody who's very disciplined. Day in, day out is showing up consistently, doing the work that needs to be done. And they're not so obsessed with results. It's actually really nice with this card because it means that you are doing the work for the work's sake, for progress's sake. It's not so much attached to the results here. Okay, so let me go ahead and see what your challenge or opportunity is. Also, just a quick reminder, if you are seeing the number 22 or iterations of it, so 222 or 2222, that is a confirmation that this message is for you as well. The Chariot card. Yeah, you definitely have an opportunity here to progress. So you are working hard to progress whatever it is. The Chariot, it's really fast moving energy, and this is also Cancerian energy. So you might be working with a Cancer, or you might be somebody who has Cancer in their chart. So this is 2-7 cards as well. So 7 is about overcoming obstacles, and they're obstacles that ultimately change our philosophical outlook on life. So for example, the Seven of Pentacles, I see this as somebody who is working hard to achieve their goals and learning the value of hard work. And that's going to ultimately completely change how you look at life. Okay, it's all about like instilling discipline and making sure that you learn that hard work needs to go into achieving goals, not only like the theorizing and the hoping and the planning. It's a lot of the physicality of the hard work. And this card speaks to that as well. So you might be feeling a bit rushed, but ultimately I don't sense that. Yeah, it's not a big percentage at all. This is more so an opportunity to advance, to move forward, and do so in a really rapid progression of things. It feels like your discipline and your consistency is going to really help you in November. Okay, so do be aware of that. Like if there's any shortcuts that you're thinking of taking, I probably wouldn't. I mean, it seems like you are not doing that anyway, but just be aware that there is rapid progression of things for you in November. Now let's see what you're being guided to embrace. Let me go get that card. Lovely, you've got the Hermit. And this is you being invited to embrace a quiet time in life, pulling back from social circles, taking time out for yourself to achieve your goals. This is somebody who, like, for example, if you're writing a book, this is somebody who is like, all right, I'm going into cocoon mode. I am not going out for like 3 weeks. I am just gonna lock in and write every day and just keep writing. And then after 3 weeks or a month, I'll like look back on what I've written, and maybe I'll then ask people for their opinions and come out of my cocoon. But this is somebody who is on a spiritual journey, or just a journey in general, where you are setting out to achieve something. You are getting to know yourself better. You are meditating. You are taking a lot of quiet time. I mean, with these two cards, there's a lot of quiet time that you are taking for yourself in November, Aquarius. And I really like that for you because it feels like it's pushing you towards your goals. And you're getting clear on what it is that you want moving forward. Maybe for 2025, you might be like organizing things, planning things that you want to bring into like the physical world that you want to create in 2025. And it feels nice. I mean, this Hermit does run the risk of being a little bit too introspective in the sense that like you kind of don't connect with friends or family for a little bit. So do be aware of that. Like if you feel yourself getting a bit lonely, you know, of course reach out to people, but this is somebody who is at home doing a lot of spiritual work, a lot of emotional work, going to therapy, working on themselves, trying to figure out their purpose. This is somebody who is, you know, they're holding the star and they're thinking, where is my North Star? What is my North Star? What is my purpose in this life? And so it's a very existential energy, which I, you know, would expect nothing less from Aquarius, because I feel as if Aquarians are very existential and very spiritual. Even if you don't identify as like, you know, new age spiritual, I just feel like Aquarians get to know themselves very well. And so this is a great time for you in November to do so. Now let's see what you're being guided to let go of. Okay. Immediately, right, flipped from the jump, the Six of Pentacles. You're being guided to let go of the Six of Pentacles. I am going to clarify this card, so just one moment. You have got the Six of Cups and the Justice card. There's something coming through about fairness here. You might be in a situation where you are helping somebody out, like financially, or you are receiving financial help from somebody that you know, might be a family member, might be a good friend, might be a romantic partner. Either you are the benefactor here, or there's somebody here that is your benefactor. And it feels like there is some unfairness in this situation because you've got the Justice card here. This situation needs to be examined. There's something about it that needs to evolve. King of Swords. Yeah, there needs to be a decision made about how things are going to move forward with this situation, with this setup. If this is not with a person from your past or from your family, then this could be a bank loan that you got a while ago. Okay, it might be like a loan that somebody lent to you or that you lent to somebody else like a while ago. And it's now just coming up and it needs to be revisited so that you can let go of it, so that you can move on from it. So it needs to be repaid, or maybe this situation needs to be kind of like cut off because something about it's not fair here. There is a King of Swords indicating that there is somebody who is more in charge here. There's somebody who is kind of like has power over somebody else financially. And the King of Swords can be quite controlling, can be quite cold, and not very nice in the way that they deal with things financially. So whatever the situation is, if you are working towards like financial liberation from this or financial independence, you're making a ton of progress in November. And you're actually being guided to release this whole relationship. It feels a little bit like it bothers you. And if it doesn't bother you, it bothers somebody else. it hasn't been easy dealing with this as well, because you've got the Strength card here too. But it's coming to an end, this whole situation. You've got the Justice card, which is 11. You've got Strength, which is 8. You've got a King here. It's coming to a head. It doesn't seem like it's going to get ugly, but it is hard. It is hard for you, or it's hard for the other person. So you're going to want to look at this in November. It's time to let go of it, okay? They're giving me the example, of course, right when I put away the cards, they're giving me the example of a landlord, actually. So this could be a landlord who, for you, has either done you favors, or the reverse, you have done this landlord favors. Like, you have swept stuff under the rug because you're like, it's fine, you know what, I'll deal with it this way, it's okay. But now it's starting to get a little bit too crazy. Now it's like, okay, this stuff needs to be taken care of, you're my landlord. Or on the reverse end, maybe the landlord is feeling like you're kind of taking advantage of them, of their kindness. Either way, it's like time to resolve the situation. Like, something needs to come into equilibrium here, because you had the Justice card and you have the Six of Pentacles with the scales. So now let's see what things are looking like for you at the end of November. Ooh. Okay, beautiful. You've got the High Priestess. Again, this is more quiet time to yourself. So at the end of November, you're still kind of in this quieter, more introspective energy, but this is you attaching and listening to your intuition. And this is a really lovely energy of somebody who is getting to know themselves on a very deep level, getting to know their shadow side, the things that they need to work on, the things that they're proud of. This is just somebody I'm getting that really knows themselves very well. So you are actually learning more and more about yourself through November. Okay, I am going to pull another card for this. The Three of Swords. You might be reflecting on some previous pains in your life and how they have changed you. In November in general, this might be kind of coming up for you, like especially with the Six of Pentacles situation. Maybe you feel hurt through this situation that you have to let go of, or you're feeling just difficult feelings around it, and you are learning more about your feelings, taking the time to sit quietly and reflect. It's certainly a very reflective, introspective, and educational month for you, Aquarius, which is really nice. I think November can always be kind of dicey for all the signs, but especially this November, because Pluto is transitioning into Aquarius, Mars is in Cancer. It's kind of all over the place in general, and there's a lot of big, things happening in our world that might put us on edge. And so this is actually a calm energy for the month, I think. So that's really nice. Now let's go ahead and see which animal guides are guiding you through the month. All right, you have got Kangaroo, be a force for good. If you have been seeing kangaroos, I mean, not many of us see kangaroos in real life, but on television, on your phone, or if people talk about kangaroos weirdly and coincidentally, that is a confirmation that this message is for you and that kangaroo is with you in November. This message is, this is the card of wise, balanced, compassionate leadership. Be a peaceful warrior, an upholder of justice and equality. Particularly help those who are vulnerable. Treat our beautiful planet with respect and love. Then nature will support you. It's a quick message, but I think it also speaks to the situation that you're dealing with here. There's something about justice here that needs to be addressed. Okay, so Kangaroo is helping you to do that. Lastly, let's go ahead and grab a Wisdom of Tao Oracle card to see any advice and guidance for you. All right, I'm going to take this first card. You have got prosperity. This is a beautiful card. It says you are aligned with the power of the heavens, the strength of the earth, and harmony of the people. Everything you have dreamed is taking shape now. Receive the generosity and abundance. Be self-effacing and gracious. That's a really good sign for you, Aquarius, in the month of November. So that's all I have for you, Aquarius. Thank you so much for tuning in to this reading. If it resonated, please consider liking the video or subscribing to my channel. I hope you have a lovely, restful November, and I'll see you next time.